Hi, Paul Howe, CSAT Way. This would be a Vision Final light adjustable lenses implants. Give you the Trail of Tears history through this procedure. Glass history, worn glasses till 1986, double RK 1986, and then LASIK right eye 2002. So it stabilizes, we'll say 20 years, these different procedures. Talked to some of my instructors. One instructor has had lens implants for over 20 years, just now needing readers. So went to glasses again around 2018. Now that they needed to remove cataracts, had those removed, lenses put in right at the same time. About a 5 to 10 minute procedure. Prior injuries, a little shrapnel in the orbital lobe, Panama, had some on the surface. Doc pulled out years ago, and then this one's still back in there. No issues right now. The overall procedure, looking at it, I would say 12 to 13 weeks realistically. So why does it take so long? If you've had an RK or LASIK, it changes your eye and takes a little bit longer to adjust and settle in. They want to get the prescription just right. So these are all the different visits, we'll say. When you do your operation, you'll go into post-op the next day, and they'll check you, and then probably a week or two later, you'll get another visit. Now, I was worried about the light coming in. It's UVA is what they're using. So I blocked things off, stayed away from the sun, windows. And then the lenses themselves, what they're doing is when they pull out the cataracts, they're popping a lens in. These are light adjustable lenses. And what these lenses will do is give you a bandwidth or prescription while it's in your eye. Now, these are, from what I understand, pre-prescription. So the doc looks at you and all your numbers and data ahead of time, and then they plug in the appropriate lens. Key is going to talk to the doc ahead and say, this is what I would like as far as my vision goes. I'll give you some bandwidths on this. Post-op, you'll have narcotics in your system it's a light sedative for probably 24 hours. And then you'll go in the next day, they'll check you, and then you get a break. What you're going to do is put drops in, 3 drops a day first week, and then 2 drops a day the second week. So you do one eye 1 week, another eye. So realistically, I look at about 3 weeks downtime. When I say downtime, you have to limit what you do. So eye drops, big thing I found out is the eye drops I was using, I think they were Tears, and then they make eye drops that are preservative free. So that's what the docs recommended. So get them over the internet. First week, what I do is put the patch over your eye, the treated eye, we'll say, and that way you don't rub it with a pillow, a blanket, or anything when you're sleeping. So glasses, the glasses are, you get issued 3 sets, dark, a clear, and then one with readers. So wear them outside. And then they want you to wear the clears on the inside. The readers help you, and you won't have a problem reading or using the computer. Now, UVA is the key, and that's what they're going to use to actually adjust and cure the lens. So UVA is outside. You get a little bit in here, and the glasses, they're fine. They're just a soft polycarbonate, and they will scratch a little easier than your normal glasses. Now, you get a little bit of tearing first 30 days, more than normal. So switch to the preservative-free eye drops, and then sometimes I'll over-lubricate the eyes. It's good. It just helps them feel better. There's the glasses. I bought an actual light meter because I want to check UVA. I want to check headlights, taillights, LED lights, these lights in here, and see how much output they're actually putting out. It's interesting. Went down a rabbit hole. So about $50, but it's a whole new dimension, I guess, in eye adjustments, we'll say. Now, go in ahead, talk to your docs. We're going to get into docs in patient communication. So I still mow, bush hog, do all the things, pull saws. So I've got debris, environmentals, we've got allergies, all that stuff. So exercise, they want you to take it easy for at least a week. They say after a week, you're pretty much good to go. I waited about 3 weeks. So you do one eye, that's 1 week, another eye. So I'm waiting about 3 weeks. They're worried about the blood pressure getting up too high. Don't rub your eyes. again, environmentals, didn't mow the yard. You get a lot of residuals coming in. So you just have to kind of change your life for about 3 weeks for sure. Now, what they did, the eyes, they adjusted both, and then they started tweaking. So went about 2 weeks after the first adjustment. What they can do is use the machine there to adjust, and they also can put a contact lens in. And what you can do is look through the contact and say, is that good? And that helps them make their adjustment. Reality is you want to walk outside. You want to look at things, signs, license plates, all the little things you're used to looking at. And then we'll talk about a give and take. So I drew this up and I took it into the dock. And actually I got double teamed a couple docks, because they're perfectionists. That's a good thing to have here. But I had to know the bandwidth. So when I say bandwidth, I'll tell you how I looked and how I did a field test on this. But what happens is they have these bandwidths. For first 2 weeks, the bandwidth was too far out, man. Your eyes you're not headachy, but fatigued, because you have a switch in your brain, and pilots have been doing it for a long time. Will adjust 1 MVG distance, 1 MVG for their instruments. And so your brain's switching over. Some people can't do that. Some people have tried that for 6 months. It doesn't work. It was a little bit too far out of whack for me. And so they got the second eye back in, and it came in a lot closer. So how did it end up for me is my right eye here, I can thread a needle. And so a little bit fuzzy at this, I can tell, but it's still probably 20/20. The left eye at distance is probably like 20/15, but it's slightly fuzzy up close. Can I close this eye, read my watch? Yes. So that's the, but I had to talk to them about that, because when they can take you out, but they're going to pull away from one. They can pull away from closer. But if they pull you in closer, they're taking away from distance. This is just stuff you need to know ahead of time. The field calibration is to me, what's huge. So iron sight shooting. Pistol, I see the front sight. I do front sight focus. I had them adjust my eyes for front sight or dot focus. So again, right eye, I just keep both eyes open. I thread a needle. And so first time, that's huge. Now, old target standards, shot these targets yesterday actually, and took this old generic rifle, 77 IMI. First target, I wasn't sure if I did a 6 o'clock hold or a center hold. So I came up, held the neckline at 100 yards, put 5 rounds in. Old school standard on the team, they said, you can shoot irons or optics. I just want you to be able to do 5 headshots at 100 with whatever platform you bring. So I came up on the next target, shot it. I just cut the head in half, and I can see the head. So I go back to my front sight, crisp, target's a little fuzzy, and I can keep 5 shots in the head, iron sights with clear glasses right now at 100 yards. So I'm happy with that. Now, you're all shooting glasses. What I'm going to do is we need to wear glasses for eye protection. Don't throw them away. I'm going to take these glasses, and there's a minor, we'll say, difference. So I'm going to take this eye here. I can read real well. It's going to be clear down below. I'm going to maybe clean up a little bit up top. On the left side, what I'm going to do is keep the distance clear in the bottom, maybe a little bit enhancement on the reader. Because we're always using clipboards and things like that, looking up, down. I can use them for computers, but these are pretty much for shooting these styles. So don't throw your old glasses away. I mean, give the ones you're really not going to use, but you can take and repurpose these. Now, laser treatment, went in there and cleaned up some scar tissue. They'll do that. Kind of got ambushed on that one. There's no pain. It's just at the end, your eyes are going to feel a little bit rough, gravelly for a day or two. And then I will over lubricate the eyes. Floaters, you get them. You'll think like a little mosquitoes coming in here. And no, it's actually just a floater. They go away in a day or so. Treatments, you're going to dilate your eyes. You're going to go home. It might feel dry, scratchy. I over lubricate. And honestly, I just go home. I try not to do any computer work. I go to bed. Next morning, they're good to go. And you can get back in the game. It may take a day or two to get them to settle in and refocus, but no issues there. Patient communications with the doctor, huge. Have two great, phenomenal female doctors. And so, the problem with people that teach them shooting, whether it be parents, husbands, they kind of get a concept and they don't. You have to go in there as a shooter and say, this is what I need. This is what I want done on my eyes. And I take documents and I draw pictures and I take books. I do all sorts of things to get the communication process established. They are the experts in their field. I am, I guess, what they call a layperson. Well, in my shooting field, they're a layperson and I'm the expert. So they will do, but you have to help educate them. Now, what I'll do for the docs, it would be impractical, I think, for anybody to make that many trips up to Nacogdoches. So the huge factor for me is this doc can recommend other docs that are superior out there. Not all white coats or docs are created equal. So whether you're in the big cities or different parts of the United States, you just contact me via email and I'll let you know, put you in contact with my doc and they can recommend docs in your area if you want to have this procedure done. So my doc is fresh from school, training, seeks perfection. And we had to go back and forth because she wanted to give me a little bit better. And I don't want to go to, honestly, if I'm at 2015 in SI, if I do a little better, but I'm pulling away from this. So we thought about it, we talked about it, and she locked them in. So I'll do my final lock-in Tuesday, and then she won't see me for another year, probably, or 6 months. Now, again, take pictures. I'm going to sign this, give it to her, put it in her office. This is what she was able to do with this prescription, and this is what I was looking for. Now, it won't be the same as glasses. You just have to adjust. I can close one eye, close the other. I can see the difference. But as long as both eyes are open and they're at a certain bandwidth, it'll be fine. I'm going to set my eyes so I can shoot irons and optics. It's fine. You're going to get old one day. You're going to have to make choices, glasses. What I see folks do with the readers is they put their head back to see, but they're changing their structural alignment. So I want to keep everything the same structural alignment. And this target tells the history. Does it work? Yes, it works. So if I decided to do target focus one day, then it's pretty easy. I can just adjust the dot. So for me, it's working. Now, I may do another final update 6 months to a year, but shouldn't change. I'm going to keep my doctor. She's young, which is great. And that way, as I age, she's going to only get more experience. And so it worked out well. So this is pretty much it. I'm happy. For you folks out there, the problem I see is I cannot see what you see when you shoot. You're the only one that can see that. And I can look at all your mechanics, but I can't tell what your eyes are doing. People say, I'm going to put a red dot on, but if you cannot discriminate somebody at distance and pick up fine details and your brain interpreting that data, that's an issue. Otherwise, you've got to let them get closer to figure out if they're a potential threat or not, and that could be an issue. So again, I wish you luck whichever way you go. It's working for me right now. Again, email me if you want my doctor or the office contact. And then if you're not going to make it to Nacogdoches, then she can recommend a doctor of the same caliber in your area. So hope this video helps you. You take care, be safe. I'll catch you on the range. All right, Paul Howe, CSAT Way. If you like our videos, we have a Mighty Network webpage and over 460 to 70 videos on it right now. Everything from operator level to instructor level. So if you want to continue your training and you can't make it to the range, this site is available. Hope you like it. Give us feedback because we're always trying to make it a little better. It's organized, structured, just like we'd run a shooting course. So appreciate you guys watching. You take care, be safe. Hope to catch you on the range or in a class.